Stories of Great Christians. From the Department of Broadcasting of the Moody Bible Institute, we're bringing you Chapter 23 of God's Ebony Scientist, the story of George Washington Carver. Professor Carver, tell me, what was the proudest day of your life?
January 22nd, 1921. The day I went to the capital of my country to talk about peanuts.
Peanuts?
Yes. You see, Congress was debating whether to raise the tariff on Oriental peanuts. The peanut growers of America asked me to come to Washington to tell why the American peanut industry was important to protect.
But you were a teacher in Tuskegee. Why you?
Well, they said I was the greatest living authority on peanuts.
I see. I can picture it all. The congressman listening respectfully to your treatise on the peanut, asking questions and...
That's the way I'd pictured it, too. But when I walked to the platform, well, somebody laughed and asked what a darky knew about tariff. Then the chairman told me that they had just cut my time to 10 minutes.
10 minutes? But if this was the proudest time...
It was. Listen, first I prayed to God Almighty to help me. Then I opened up my big wooden crate and took out the exhibits. I'll just touch on the high spots because I know you'll tell me to stop in 10 minutes. Let's see. Hulls, ground for burnish and tin plate. Flour. Face cream. Here's what I was looking for. My chocolate-covered peanut candy. You don't know how delicious this is, so I'll taste it for you. Mr. Chairman, I need more space. I want to put these things out.
Well, remember, 10 minutes. Okay. There. How's that? Is that enough space for you?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, gentlemen of the Ways and Means Committee of the United States Congress, I don't aim to dazzle you with a lot of oratory about tariff. I just want to show you some things to prove that the peanut is important. First of all, see this tube? Breakfast food made of peanuts and sweet potatoes. Take it, Mr. Chairman. Look at it closely.
Breakfast food, huh?
Wholesome, easy to digest.
Peanuts and sweet potatoes. Well.
And in this tube, I have ice cream powder. Mix it with water, just plain water, and you get ice cream. Real good ice cream, too.
Is that correct? You made that ice cream powder out of peanuts?
Everything here, sir, is made from peanuts.
Well, pass that down, please. I want to look at it.
Mr. Chairman, hand that down there.
Right.
There, thank you. Now, in these bottles, I have dyes. Dyes compounded from the shells of peanuts.
Well, you think of that. Well, they do.
About 30 different dyes altogether. Laboratory tested, too. They hold color. They won't hurt the skin.
That's amazing.
A substitute for quinine here. That's right, quinine.
Remarkable.
And here is food for your livestock.
Think of that from the livestock.
Pass that quinine to the congressman, Doctor.
And wait, I guess that's all I have time for.
Oh, but Dr. Carver, we have...
But 10 minutes is up. But in conclusion, let me say this. The soil of the South is good peanut soil. Peanuts can keep the South solvent. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, I'll pack these away, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, now, wait just a minute.
Mr. Chairman, I move we extend Dr. Carver's time.
What's that?
Yes, I extend it. Come on, let him in.
Dr. Carver, you heard that.
My 10 minutes is up.
You gentlemen agree to a time extension?
Oh, yes, give him more time. Let him talk.
Well, you heard, Dr. Carver. You have the time?
Well,
Please.
Why, Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to keep right on talking about the peanut.
Gentlemen, Dr. Carver can stay. Now, your questions, please.
Dr. Carver, tell us, are the uses for the peanut increasing or decreasing?
We want to know more about this quinine.
Yes, that's right.
Dr. Carver, give us an honest opinion. Could we get too many peanuts?
Of course, if you bring in too many from China.
You said you didn't know anything about the tariff.
I know this. The tariff is what keeps the other fella out of your business.
That's a good one.
America grows better peanuts than any other country in the world.
Then should we fear inferior peanuts?
Yes, some people like a cheap thing as well as a good thing. You have to protect the good thing.
Well, you seem to know more about tariff than we thought you would.
I know what it means. Put the other fella out and keep him out. Mr. Chairman, maybe I'd better stop.
Oh, no.
I've used up my time extension.
Let's make your time unlimited. We want to hear everything you have to say.
Well, that'll take at least 2 hours.
Well, we'll take all afternoon.
All right, then. Here is my milk from peanuts.
That's bad for the dairy business.
Oh, not at all, not at all.
Why not?
Because we don't have all the milk and butter we need in this country. At least not in Alabama. Here's instant coffee, buttermilk, pickles, all from peanuts. Over here, some mock meat dishes.
Do you want to ruin the livestock business?
Oh, no, sir. Peanuts can be eaten when meat can't.
How's that, Dr. Carver?
Peanuts are the perfect food. And listen to me. Eating peanuts, even for meat now and then, is what God intended for us.
What?
Oh, yes. Read the first chapter of Genesis. Behold, I have given you every herb that bears seed upon the face of the earth, and every tree-bearing seed. To you it shall be meat. That's what God said. And he's talking about the peanut in America in 1921.
Well, Dr. Carver, my thanks for coming to Washington.
My privilege, Mr. Chairman.
The Ways and Means Committee will now adjourn to room 435 to vote on the peanut tariff. Okay. But before we go, gentlemen, shall we give Dr. Carver of Tuskegee our vote of thanks for coming here today? Here.
So I got a train out of Washington that afternoon.
Wait a minute, Professor. What about the tariff? Did they or didn't they?
Oh, of course they did. Wrote peanuts into the Ford and Macomber bill. Highest rate peanut industry ever had. 3 and 4 cents a pound for unshelled and shelled peanuts, respectively. The South's peanut markets were safe.
And this you did for your people, Dr. George Washington Carver. You did it.
With God's help, my friend. With God's help.
There were many honors after that. First, you were elected as a fellow in the Royal Society of London, the oldest scientific body in Great Britain.
Yes, and I was the first Negro.
In 1923, you won the Spingarn Medal for distinguished research in agricultural chemistry.
But most of the time, I stuck to my lab.
You lectured, you wrote a little. All over the country, people knew you now.
Oh, I didn't care about that. God wanted me in my lab.
You were always sure of that. So sure that in 1924...
Oh, Dr. Carver, we women of the Board of Domestic Missions of the Reformed Church are just so delighted to think that you would come all the way to New York just to speak to our little group.
Oh, ma'am, I'm interested in missions. Fact is, I consider myself a missionary.
Oh, is that so?
Unofficial, that is. Missionary to the South.
Oh, how quaint. But of course you are.
Don't thank me for coming. I'll enjoy talking to your ladies more than I usually enjoy talking.
Oh, but that's so sweet, Dr. Carver, so really sweet. Now, you mustn't feel that you have
see,
to...
ma'am, I can talk to your ladies freely. They have the same missionary spirit that I do, helping other folks like Christ taught us to.
But how noble. I mean, how truly Christian.
You see, my laboratory is a Christian calling. But most folks don't understand when I talk about how I work with God.
Well, the ladies of the Domestic Mission Board will.
Yes. Tonight I can talk about spiritual things without being misunderstood.
But of course. Now you just go right ahead, Dr. Carver. Say exactly what you want to say to us.
What I'm going to say, I've never said in public before. If I've discovered anything that helped anybody, it's because God was with me. No books ever go into my laboratory. The thing I am to do and the way of doing it come to me. I don't grope for methods. The methods are revealed to me at the very minute I am inspired to create something new. Without God to draw aside the curtains, I'd be helpless. Well, morning, Josh. Didn't think I'd find you in my lab at this hour.
I figured I'd better get here early.
Just got off that morning train myself. Hustled right over. I had to check on that lily plant.
I tended it every day you were gone.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, you ought to be.
Why'd you say that, Josh?
I mean, up there in the big city, you did a lot of talking.
What I went for? What do you mean, Josh?
This.
A newspaper?
New York Times. Yesterday's.
Oh.
You see it?
No. Had some books on the train and...
Everybody here has.
Everybody here?
It's about you.
Me?
Editorial. The New York Times.
About me?
Listen. It's for chemists to decide to what extent Dr. Carver is worthy of recognition.
What's that?
Wait. But real chemists do not scorn books, and they do not ascribe their success to inspiration.
Let me see that, Josh.
There's more. Talk of that sort will simply bring ridicule on an admirable institution and on the Negro race.
Give me that paper, Josh.
Here.
Where now? Where?
There. See?
All who heard his talk to the women of the Reformed Church will be inclined to doubt if Dr. Carver's chemistry is much different from the astronomy of the once famous black Reverend John Jasper, who so flatly maintained the sun went around a flat earth.
And so we conclude Chapter 23 of God's Ebony Scientist, the story of George Washington Carver. Stories of Great Christians is produced by the Department of Broadcasting of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.